419. Boom.
Whoa, I can't
Episode.
believe it.
Yeah, hello, Berg Force. Hello, GI Joburg.
Oh my
Peeps.
goodness.
And how's it, guys? It's me.
Yeah.
I'm Paul. I'm joined by Steve and this monster down there.
Oh my
That's Rob.
goodness. I am
Say
here
hello.
too, guys, if you hadn't realized.
Yeah. And we have another exciting episode of GI Joburg. What it's about, we don't know.
Keeping it real with the boys of GI Joburg.
Love
Well,
it.
Rob and I played the GI Joe RPG, or I should say, we started our campaign because it took a long time to set up our character sheets. Hoo boy.
It's not a quick process. And also, you've never played before, and I've never played the GI Joe RPG before either, so it's part of the process.
I sense a flaw in probably my understanding of how an RPG should be played.
Oh.
Because I wanted to play Stalker badly. And why wouldn't I?
Of course.
He's an exceptional member of the GI Joe team. He's also kind of the moral center of the GI Joe team. He's seen in leadership roles, but he's not too high up on the food chain that like he's stuck behind a desk or given, entire battalions to command. Like he's the man in the field making it happen. The tip and spear kind of commander. Like he's also a medic. He's also an interpreter. He's a ranger. He's a lot of things. He's an ex-gang warlord. So when setting up my character sheet, I immediately was disappointed that I couldn't have more than 3 languages. It's like, what? But I mean, at the outset of his GI Joe career, he was fluent in, let's see if I can remember them all, French, Spanish, Swahili, English, obviously, and several other, like, do you speak Arabic? No? I don't know. They're more than 3. Plus his native tongue. So it seemed like I was being gimped from the start by having to have this character that was sort of less than what he is. And you called me a name, didn't you, Paul? You said, "Oh, we got an alpha gameplay here."
Yeah, he's an elf player. Like, it's kind of a, I don't know how much of a thing it is maybe in the States, but there's this kind of a joke when people come in and they want to play D&D and whatever, and it's their first time, and of course they want to be like the elf because the elves are, they're super cool and they.
I misheard you then. I thought I was an alpha.
No.
Oh no, that's
kind
just
of terminology.
Alpha dog.
It's your own Freudian misinterpretation.
Yeah, no. I just said like. Though. Yeah, I mean it's the elven thing. It's like the the sort of pre-baked hero character. But I mean I ripped you off with that, but it's not so much that I mean it in that sense, like in that you're not trying to be the baddest of the bad, you're just trying to play a game where you're playing as a character that you like, and I think that's a totally cool thing.
The fundamental of my argument, though, if you take us out of the exact context and you just place us in like the general context of an RPG campaign, and you're always starting out as a rookie. The game itself is not designed to take into account the fact that pretty much all the members of GI Joe are veterans of somewhere else.
Yeah.
They're all handpicked from other branches. So none of them are really rookies. I suppose I would have been best suited taking like a character like one of the Rawhides. Big Lob, for example, is pitched as quite a young character, and GI Joe is his kind of first assignment, it feels like. So that would have been more suitable for this RPG system. But unfortunately, you are dealing with an IP like GI Joe, and 95% of the people you are likely to select, if you're not creating your own custom character, aren't going to be starting from square one, from scratch. So the game doesn't really take that into account. That's my only nitpick at this stage. We haven't really gotten into a mission. Rob has done the yeoman's work, come up with like a floor plan for this area of operation that we're about to move into.
A dungeon,
Stalker and Scoop, of course,
are
flying in using Skyhawks that they recently did some maintenance work on. I had to roll to try and refuel the Skyhawk. I wound up not being able to like find the fuel nozzle or whatever. Stalker, come on, really?
Yeah,
But
that's
Scoop managed to find it, so go Scoop.
yeah.
Nice.
So RPGs are like interesting things because they have, and this has been my experience with every role-playing game I've played. And just for the listeners' sake, yeah, I used to play D&D when it used to be called Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, AD&D, and then did a bit of, quite a bit of a game called Werewolf the Apocalypse, and then another one called Vampire. So those are and then I've played a lot of other people's like custom RPG systems that they've made, for the group, which is actually pretty cool. But anyway, sorry, I'm not trying to flex my nerd credentials here. Just, I'm speaking from a place of like some form of knowledge. And I would say that the rules even in Dungeons and Dragons, the rules are kind of like a baseline. And the more experienced the players are, and the more experienced the dungeon master, or what do they call it, the games master now, is, the more you can kind of twist and bend those rules. And so, like, yes, out of the box, the book is telling you to be a rookie, and it's giving you like kind of roll attempts for things, for like menial things like fuel pumps, which I really hate that. Me personally, I hate that in RPGs.
No,
like,
we
yeah.
totally inserted that ourselves, Paul. It's not like the book was dictating any of this. In fact, I wish the book had more plot to it. We are very much given free reign to play. And this is where another little argument came into our heads. And Rob was quick to say, like, why are we bothering with this? Why don't we just get our action figures out and play? Because we never needed a system before. And this system is hugely reliant on our own original ideas and thinking out the box and creating our own storylines. They're not giving us a linear plot to play out, an adventure to kind of creep through and puzzle out and solve and eventually either succeed or fail. Like, it is very free form, just like we would play with our action figures. But to kind of split the diff and to give this RPG core rulebook a fair shake, because I really do want to, we are going to stick with it. But in case anyone's wondering, we do have our action figures out on the table with us.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I hope
yeah.
so. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. 'cause
When
that's how
I
you should
equip an
rock it.
XMLR, best believe it's going into Stalker's hands. All of his gear is assembled before him. It's all there. It's ready to play. I'm going to be as hands-on as possible. Maybe
how
even
are
get creative with some lighting and some sound tracking.
Cool. And how are you guys handling the sort of, like, Rob, are you like, sorry, I nearly said a DM again. Are you GMing and playing a character at the same time?
Yeah, I'm inventing it as we go along.
Okay.
So we'll see how it goes. I have very little experience in role playing. Unfortunately, didn't grow up with anyone who played.
You're
Yeah,
doing
so
great, Robert. You're doing great.
Well, from what you're saying, it sounds like I'm not doing so great. If I was doing better, the system itself wouldn't bother you so much, I think.
No, look, my criticisms were the outset, the game setup, having restrictions on my character that I knew the character didn't necessarily have. It's the game trying to impose a rookie status onto a Joe that I know to be one of the most experienced, one of the most decorated, one of the most dependable. It's like he received a downgrade at the outset, and I was like, well, okay, but am I actually playing Stalker then? Or am I just playing Ranger?
Yeah. Again, that's where, like, you could sort of write it in a way. That's where you could kind of bend the character sheet a bit, because if Scoop's going to be there and Scoop's not he's not a polyglot, you could actually sort of balance it out, that because Scoop has sorry, Rob, Scoop has like only one language, a single language proficiency, whereas your character could have all of them. And so anytime there's some kind of situation where there's a foreign language, then Scoop's going to roll at minus, he's going to roll at a handicap, for example. And you could write that
you
into
bring up
the
an
scenario.
interesting point, and this is something that I raised as well. Like, if you are playing Stalker and Scoop, like, these characters should not be on an equal footing at the
Yeah.
outset. You know, like Scoop's first couple of missions with the Joes, Stalker was directly chewing him out. Like he was the team leader and Scoop was the underling and Stalker was just showing him what's what. So it's an interesting collision of worlds.
I know for like
See how
when
it
we
plays
used to play vampire and for werewolf, we used to often for the campaign in the beginning, because in those games you do play. Well, we'd play in different scenarios. We started off the first time we started playing with beefed up characters just so that it was a bit more quote unquote fun. And then we wanted to go back and then play, like fledglings, like newly turned and whatever's newly turned vampires and newly turned werewolves. And so what we kind of did with that is, or what our DM at the time did, is he actually created like a first hunt, but like a training hunt kind of thing. So what did they make it? It was like a I want to say it's like, yeah, it was just basically a pack hunt where he had created like these characters which were the elders, and then we went out with them, and then the elders helped us, our characters, stalk prey and helped us out. But because of that, we leveled up. So that when we went into our actual campaign, it was like, okay, cool guys, you're here now. Now it's time for your rites of passage kind of thing, and that's how he did it. And so for the GI Joe thing, you could always have like the pre-game training or something, like where you guys go through a training mission or something where, like for example, Scoop is coming into like active combat. And so it's a case of like, hey, Scoop, I'm worried about your like combat capabilities, let's get you like up to speed or whatever's. And a Stalker is also getting XP. Anyway, I'm sort of like going off on a tangent now, but I think there is definitely a way for you guys to write your characters to have them at a starting level and then have them level up with different things. And I'm not sure how the character sheets look like in that game, because I briefly looked at the book the one time. I would like to think that you could specialize and make sure that the characters, you're not trying to be an everyman. Typically, by the way, if anybody cares, when I play Dungeons and Dragons, I typically play a thief or a rogue, because they're fun to play, and you get to play a character that is. You get to do weird things with that character, which is cool. You're not always trying to fight the big bad while everything's going down. You're trying to find the hidden switch or something, or the exit or whatever's. Anyway, sorry, off on a tangent.
No, it's all good. Just let me make it clear, Rob, on the record, man, for everyone listening, this is not an indictment on your DMing or GMing. It's really just me like flexing a slight irritation that I have with the system. I think you're doing a famous job, and I can't wait to jam some more with you. Hopefully at a bar or something fun.
Shit, it sounds so cool though what you guys have set up. And
We
Rob,
need a third player, Paul. 3 is the magic number, bro.
Well, guys,
Dive
I
in.
know a lot of people who play like D&D and stuff over Discord. In fact, there are a lot of Discords, so we could always set up a sesh.
Yeah, but being a tactile kind of guy, it's part of the fun is getting the action figures out. That's an essential component that like I'm not prepared to jump necessarily unless I have to, unless I'm back in Australia and like this is the only way I can do it via text or via video call. But getting you guys in my presence with the action figures before us, that's my happy place, guys. There is no happier.
No, I get you, man. I get you on that. I gotta say, like, from like my youth as well, when Dave and I used to play with the GI Joes, or with GI Joes quite a bit, and we got to that point where, we were having battles against each other. For example, there were arguments about like, oh, did I shoot you? Did I not shoot you? And that is, and for long-time listeners, that's where the whole sort of RPG element came in for our play. But that wasn't so much like a strict RPG. It was just basically just kind of a character system of, you shoot, you either flip a coin or you roll a dice. Did it hit? Did it not hit? That kind of thing. How much damage? And then we would like think of it as like, like a life counter, or then write down, HP or something like that. And it did make it kind of fun. and interesting. And if I had to invite strangers over to my house, well, not strangers, but just other acquaintances over to my house to come and play like a GI Joe RPG, sure as shit, I would like go out of my way to make sure that there were figures and a map and all that kind of stuff done up. So yeah. But Rob, how's it for you, like rules wise, like getting your head around the actual system itself and building up the campaign? Like, how's that been?
It's pretty straightforward. I mean, they there's 4 stats and they're kind of broken down into like substats.
Mhm.
And it's fairly easy to kind of like know what each stat covers.
Mhm.
Which will make it easier, I suppose, to do like test, like difficulty rolls or whatever checks, I guess. The campaign not really doing much. I'm just literally out. We wanted to play that first night, so I was like, let me what's something that the Joes could do. Let's go have them go to a factory.
No, that's cool, man.
There's no forethought at this point. It's just,
And there's no like campaign in the book. Like sometimes these books have
there
like
is a
starter
starting campaign in the book.
Yeah.
Or scenario, I guess, where you kind of like fresh recruits, and they kind of go through the pit, and the pit is unexpectedly attacked by a small group of cobra. So that is the starting scenario that is in the book.
Okay, that's fun.
So you zigged when everyone else zagged.
No, when you made it obvious that Stalker didn't feel strong enough, it kind of felt silly having Stalker kind of like. I mean, that's why I only did one of those, just as a way of kind of like introducing the concept of what a difficulty check is. But I mean, the whole game, or the scenario that they have you going through, is all menial jobs. It's like check the scopes, check the communications room, go to the firing range, do some fixes on things
You
in
know what,
in the
Rob?
car park.
This being such a new thing and me being so new to it, I don't mind being menial for the first outing. Maybe we should give it a go. Just see what things are like on the sort of the guardrails, as it were, of the system.
Yeah, for sure. But
Doesn't
role playing
hurt.
in the end is just it can be open. It really depends on the play style of the players and the DM as they interact with each other. I think in the end, they are and they have made pre-made stories as well.
Oh, good. Yeah,
Renegade
man.
Studios have made several of those, and they've expanded on the rules, like made it easier to make Cobra characters and other things, and expanded. Rosters of weapons and vehicles you can use with more stats and things.
I would love to find a way, just sorry, while we're on this topic of board games and RPGs and stuff, I'd love to find a way to have you guys play some Metal Gear, the board game with me. And, we don't have to do the campaign. We can just do some of the VR missions. Because the game actually allows up to 4 players. And each character has its own set of like skills. So there's Snake, it's Meryl, it's the ninja, and I believe it's Otacon. So yeah.
Well, in any game, I think where you can play cooperatively, it is easier to kind of have the people be remote. You kind of have the camera,
All
see
right.
the board.
Which one of us is Meryl? Which one of us is Ninja? Which one of us is Opticon? You got to take Snake off the table because we'll all want to be Snake.
Well, I own the game, so I get to be Snake.
No, Snake off the table. Which one of us is Ninja? Which one of us is Opticon? Which one of us is Meryl?
Goodness, it's
Motivate.
difficult. They're all good characters to want to be, I think.
Do you have one that you have a more warmth towards, Rob?
I suppose Ninja, I guess, but not really. He's cool, but he's like very tortured.
Sure.
Otacon obviously is cool too because he's a weeb. He likes anime and all that stuff.
That's cool.
And Meryl is a well trained,
piece of ass. Sorry.
she's a rookie.
Yeah, she's a rookie, but she has like passion, and she wants to be better at what she does.
She's got a cool feature.
Her gene therapy makes her immune to Snake's charms. Ooh.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, she is able to resist them quite easily.
She's got a cool card to play in the game. What you can do is you can actually once you've taken a guard out, so if you knock out a guard, you can dress up. She can wear a disguise.
She plays dress up.
Yeah. So unless you like
I'll
do
take
anything.
Meryl then. I've always had an affinity for Zartan and the sort of the Master of Disguise kind of approach.
Okay, so you're married.
Ninja and Otacon aren't. That's not their approach. Ninja's more like just activate stealth camouflage, and Otacon's more like let me hide in a locker. So that's you guys to a T. Stealth camouflage over there, Mr. Paul Lobsher, and let's
Yeah.
hide in a locker, Mr. Robert Lemmer.
Yeah.
Guilty as charged.
Hey, listen, I mean, like as I said, like Celia's got quite a strong, like that's the other thing. The game's got a memory card, so when you play,
cool.
certain characters acquire certain cards during the game. So Celia's got quite a well built up Meryl, actually, in it. Anyway, it's a really cool thing to play, and we must make a plan because
Just circling back to and I'd love to do that, Paul. I
Hmm.
hope we get the chance. Oh wait, I'm going to Joburg.
yeah.
Oh,
By the way,
rad.
everybody is coming to Joburg.
So hopefully we'll have a Knights of Metal Gear Solid gameplay.
That'll
Let's
be
do
rad.
it. Any case, just to close the chapter on the Wizard of the Coast? Who does it? The G.I. Joe?
Renegade Studio.
Renegade Game
Renegades.
Studios, GI Joe, the role playing game. I haven't read through the book, but there was a cool little like stat that I got on my character sheet called "Be a Hero," and that's probably maybe not the deepest cut because it's in the theme tune, but certainly anytime someone references GI Joe Sigma 6, they've got my attention because that is absolutely the jingle of Sigma 6. It's "Be a hero. Sigma 6 is on your side. To be a hero. GI Joe will turn the tide." That's the other way around, but you get the point. Oh,
Tides will turn G.I. Joe.
Anyway, let's flip out of the early 2000s.
RPG.
Sure,
Mm,
I'm
an RPG.
flipping out right now.
Today was my 5-year-old son's
5-year-old's
fifth birthday
5th birthday. So he's
party
5, and it was party. Okay.
at
Yeah.
a sort of obstacle course place called Total Ninja.
Whoa.
We're not going to talk about ninjas.
What? No.
Much that I want to, and I'm sure Paul does too, and Rob for that matter.
I
But
want to talk about Total.
Elliot had a Submarine birthday cake because he is absolutely besotted with submarines.
This is
And
an
we have GI
awesome
Joe to
cake.
thank for that because at a toy market, I found a dusty old Barracuda and then another Barracuda, and then combine that with my Barracuda back here, and we have a fleet of mini subs, Elliot and I. He
Double-decker
loves swimming,
Barracuda.
he loves diving, and he loves playing with his underwater toys. So the
Mm.
Barracuda is absolutely win-win-win. And as a result, like in his sort of graduation photograph from last year, they hold up little like placards where the teacher's written, "I want to be a," and then the kid obviously tells them to write what they want to be below that. And it says, "A submarine driver."
Wow.
That's so new news, man.
It is super new
Submarine
news.
driver? He doesn't know what I mean, I don't even know. Is it
What
the
does it
helmsman?
entail?
Is it the
you know?
captain? Who drives the submarine?
Hmm.
Huh.
Well, I mean,
Anyway.
like not to be basic or anything, but I mean, it wasn't a fireman or anything like that. So that's quite like unique.
That's
It's
a
not
very
your job. It's
interesting
not
choice.
your wife's job. You know.
I wonder how long he'll hold on to this. I
I'm
hope for a
curious.
very long time.
The rest of his life, he'll wish he had become a submarine driver.
It's gonna
Well,
turn.
yeah, and particularly a life beneath the waves. That's a very select few that can tolerate that kind of claustrophobia and the mind
sure.
game of it. But I got to thinking. Actually, I didn't get to thinking. I didn't need to think. This
No
topic
thoughts
comes
happened.
courtesy of Elliot on his 5th journey around the sun.
Wow.
He wants us to design the coolest, most rad GI Joe submarine toy.
Oh, so the Barracuda.
No, I'm thinking something a little bit more substantial, with a little bit more bells and whistles, something a little bit better scaled, but also like let's give affordability at least some consideration. Like we can't dream up something the size of the Cobra mothership because we all know that thing went down in flames. So a similarly sized Cobra sub might not be achievable. But gents, just at the outset, like, would you want it for Joe? Would you want it for Cobra?
I feel like they both need good subs.
They
Although
do.
Cobra is definitely in the lead there because of the bug.
Yeah,
typically.
they have the bug and the hammer claw,
Hammerhead.
hammerhead. Yeah, they have more that are kind of like subs or things that can be under the water, and they have the devil fish, not the devil fish, the cobra moray, no, the cobra manta, cobra, the thing that splits in two, the devil manta. Yeah.
The Sea Ray.
Yes.
Sea Ray.
Mm.
Yeah,
So
they
Cobra's got a lot of
quite a
subs.
few.
Yeah.
Well,
And G.I. Joe just
Joe
has the
literally
Barracuda.
has, and the shark. Shark counts.
Oh, of course. The flying
Yeah.
sub. Okay, well, when I first thought about this, I thought, oh, hell yeah, they're going to just pick
Has to
Cobra.
be Cobra.
But are we leaning G.I. Joe then?
I think we should lean GI Joe because Cobra does seem to have enough.
Yeah, especially if
So-
you think they have a one-man type thing and like a crewed thing as well. Two of them essentially, submersible vehicles. So it kind of does feel like we're leaning towards GI Joe.
Okay. Next
Sorry,
question.
Cobra fans.
What kind of scaling are we leaning? What kind of sizing? Like the actual dimensions of the toy.
Okay, so like centimeters or what?
No, no,
Inches?
no. Think about it in like relative GI Joe terms. Like, are we talking about something that's the length of 2 APCs, or something bigger, or something smaller?
I was thinking something like Havoc sized, actually.
Havoc sized. Okay.
Yeah, because you can play with it.
Hmm.
You can like on the Havoc, you can put at least 3 Joes on there.
True.
Or 4 technically. But yeah, so for me that makes sense. You can handle it easily in your hands. You know, if you want to go playing with it in the pool, it's easy to hold on to. You don't want something like massive.
Yeah.
It's not fun.
Okay.
That's a grown-up toy to have something that's really big. You know, so have something that's like fun to handle.
Yeah, something you can fit in your hands.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I would go
Wow,
for
this is
about-
taking a new turn. I thought you guys
Ah.
would want to do something more conventional sub-like. But
Yeah.
okay, if you want something more or less the size of a Havoc, will it be looking like a real-world submersible, like just a cylinder with screws on the back and sort of planes? Or will it be quite fanciful, like a bug, like a hammerhead, something that has a lot of glass on it, for instance?
I would like it to be as far away from a real submarine as possible in
Yeah,
terms of its
makes
design.
sense.
I'm already like in my mind, I'm already thinking of like okay, so the one idea in my head is kind of like something that's kind of got like a squid kind of shape to it, and it's got these 4 kind of pods that sit on the back, and those are like almost like mini subs in a weird way, with so that's 1, 2, 3, 4 GI Joe characters that can be in the back, and then maybe 2 in the front, with like like it's kind of a command module, but then the command module's got sort of these like yeah, I mean it would have screws. I nearly called them props, but that all of that stuff would like be in the front of it, and then the back section, when the GI Joes are in there and they're sitting and whatever's in that, and it's all together, then they're controlling these like guns, these like sort of guns and torpedo launching
Underwater
mechanism.
guns.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and then they can like disperse to defend the sub. And then I think it would be a great feature and a really, really fun feature to give it like some kind of like claw kind of mechanism that can come out the bottom that can grab things. So that yeah, so it'll be because that's fun to play with, right? You know, you don't just want like boom, boom. You want it to be able to like pick up some kind of a rock to use as a shield, or you know, be able to grab
the heavy
Sea Ray.
water.
Yeah, or something, you know. Yeah.
Just kind of play with it.
Yeah, and then it could be a fun feature if somewhere on the top there we have like depth charges that you could like deploy, and
Why would a
you
submarine deploy depth charges?
so that it can take out ships above it.
Yeah.
Oh, float charges.
Float
Mines,
charges.
basically.
Yeah, I
Well,
said
they're
depth
still
charges,
depth
but
charges. I mean, things can go to any
They're
depth.
ascending.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it would be cool if you could do that and they can like go whoop, and then somehow you design it that the cavity on the toy itself kind of like catches an air bubble, so that when it does deploy, it has like a cool like bubble kind of effect when you
that'd be
deploy it up.
fun. Yeah, every time you
Yeah.
kind of like open the hatches. Like,
Yeah, like that. Yeah, I mean it only happens once, and then you have to take it
Yeah, yeah.
outside so that it airs out, and you pop the
course.
thing back, and you can put it back in the water for the effect to happen
Then you
again
can
for
have
the trapped
fun
air.
again.
But Yeah, something like that. That could be
Hmm.
fun. I don't know. That's where my mind is sitting at. Where are you guys at?
Yeah, so it's kind of like a Joe bug, or like yeah, it's similar. Well, more. I guess it's more like a Joe hammerhead. Where it has
Yeah,
the multiple like mini subs.
but but it has no way of being on land at all. I would like it to be
Yeah,
like
no, I
a
think
barracuda.
I would
It's got
agree
no
with that.
sea leg.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got no land legs to it.
Yes,
I
I think
think
it's
right now
obviously should be underwater.
I'm trying to think like squid. What would the acronym for that be? Like
Squid.
yeah,
Sea.
seafaring. Well, I'll think of it. I'll think of it. Let me hear you
Here's
guys.
the
What do you
tough
guys
one.
think?
Who
Yeah.
is the tough one?
Quiet.
Yeah.
Super quiet
Quick.
underwater.
Seafaring, quiet, underwater, interception, intercepting, dirigible. No, I'm joking.
Depth
Well then, Paul, those are words.
navigator.
Those are words.
Wow. Okay. Well, let me just say, like, I thought we were gonna go conventional sub. I thought we were gonna go Cobra. I thought we were gonna go
Okay.
quite large.
Wow.
Something that could hold a crew, maybe a few troops, maybe even a small vehicle like a hydro sled.
Yeah. Hey, or make one that can hold sharks. That would be cool. Like a ginormous thing. Like it's like super wide. It's as wide as a wind, like a water board.
Or if not actually holding a shark, to somehow have a collar on the outside into
I'm
which
pitching some
shark
paper.
can slot into,
Ah.
and you would be able to play out the diver kind of
Yes, kind of
leaving the
locking
shark
in,
and going into
like
the
going
sub.
into it. Yeah,
I
and
don't know,
actually
like
have a workable like
a docking setup is so
Yeah.
interesting and integral to like underwater play.
Yeah, so that's what you're expecting from us, like the
Well,
idea
I like
of a
the idea of being able to
ginormous
transfer from one underwater vehicle
flag-sized
to another.
submersible thing that a kid can literally climb into and go under the water.
Yeah, exactly. A little ride-on toy for your
Okay,
pool.
so you weren't expecting like a more playable like thing,
Toyetic.
like we were kind of I think it's a great idea that we've come up with, is this kind of smaller sub type thing. Yeah, and you can kind of I can imagine the kind of the things going back, and you can launch the little poop out little squids.
Well, interesting. Let us know in the comments what your ideal GI Joe toy submarine would be like.
Wasn't
Or
necessarily
Cobra, for that
ideal. It's like we're just trying to give GI Joe like a proper thing, that they can use, and that would hopefully
Oh,
be a
colour.
decent match. Oh, color is a good one.
I keep thinking white, but that's just because my brain's thinking in prototype default mode.
No, but I mean, a lot of the later GI Joe, well, not a lot, but I mean, like we have the Shark 9000. That's a beautiful white color.
Until it yellows inevitably.
Until it yellows, and the Shark 9000. I mean, the shark
yeah.
itself is also white, grayish white in its original
Off-white,
form.
sure.
Yeah, you can almost do it in like the Cobra off white. You could do that with it. Like a beautiful
Bone
white
colour.
bone, and it's good for
Look, the shark
squids.
is a good example. Maybe it would be that color.
I think so, yeah, for sure. It's kind of like a beautiful color, and especially then as the sunlight comes through the waves, you kind of see it moving through the water. It can be probably very hypnotic watching your sub moving down there. And then does it come with? I mean, it's small enough. It comes with its own driver, right?
Yeah, I think maybe an upgrade for cutter or wetsuit or something.
Oh, so he would be the commander. I mean, the
Deep Six is
driver.
the Submariner, right?
Yeah.
He is, but I mean, I think I was talking to Steven about this recently. There are very few like underwater guys, guys you kind of like feel comfortable, or at least by their figures that we've had. We have very few like wetsuit type guys on GI Joe. I mean, other than the wetsuit himself.
Well, I'd suggest a new character then.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I mean, that's what's always fun about vehicles. You weren't just throwing like a figure you already knew into a vehicle. I think
it's actually quite unusual to get a repeat character as the vehicle driver.
Sometimes it was unusual. When it happened, it was kind of like,
Ace is an example, Windchill is an example, but those are kind of the outliers.
outlying
Normally,
guys.
a new vehicle would come with completely
Yeah, I
new
mean,
character.
Hiss and Hiss 2 both have completely different drivers. I mean, isn't that fascinating?
Very fascinating. You've
It's
teed us
kind
up.
of wild. You know,
Teed
we've
us up
cleaned
kinda
this up.
nicely.
Yeah. Dong-a-dong.
Cobra Army Builders, gents. We spoke about the 80s
We
band.
did.
We even
did
spoke a
talk
little bit
about
about Steel Brigade in that discussion. And we came up with our top
Steel
5. Can you remember what they were?
It was the Crimson Guard. It was the Viper. I want to say Night Viper, but I'm probably wrong. Oh no, it was Alley Viper. Sorry. And there were 2 more. What were the other? Oh, Iron Grenadiers. They made it. Yes, they beat out the Superior Annihilators for the one of those final spots. Who else made it?
All right, I'll stop torturing you. They were
You are
Crimson Guard,
torturing me.
Viper, Battle Android Trooper, Iron Grenadier, and Eels.
Oh shit! The Eels made it all the
Yeah,
way
the Eels
through.
made it into the top 5.
That's
But
kind of
these
crazy
are
to
just the
me.
1980s army builders that
Are
we
you saying there are
considered.
more?
We left the 90s for a future podcast. Well, boys,
What?
pick up your ears.
Are we
You
there?
look up from
Is it
whatever you're doing
happening
on
now?
around there.
I told you guys I was gonna
Oh,
do
he's
additional
out.
subs.
Holy crap.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
he said. He was
Give
like,
me-
"Check this out, guys."
He's on it. Okay, maybe by the end of
Yeah.
the podcast, we'll have a fully realized design.
There we
Brilliant.
go.
Awesome.
Yeah.
But
We can do
let's let the conversation keep rolling because
highest
we're going to talk
bidder.
about the very best the 90s had to offer in terms of
Oof.
army builders. I
My
have
goodness.
2 overarching rules. The first is the same as last time. We're not
Okay.
going to do vehicle drivers. They deserve their
Oh.
own consideration because they came with a vehicle. Awesome.
Rest in peace.
But they
vehicle.
probably didn't come with the best accessories. So to pit them
Mhm.
against a single carded figure like a Crimson Guard Immortal and all the gear that he comes with
Yeah, his
would
gear is
kind of
some
be
best.
an uphill battle. So
True.
let's do it at
Oh,
random.
what?
Oh, the other rule.
Yeah,
They have
there's
to be a
new
figure that I
one.
have. And let me just put it out
What?
there for all the people screaming at their radio saying, oh, the best thing from the 90s has to be the Headhunter's Stormtrooper.
Yeah, actually.
I don't own it.
Oh, that's unfortunate. So you're
Neither
saying
do I, sadly.
what? Neither of you guys have one. That's embarrassing.
And I'm mentioning it, singling it out by name because when I used Google AI to determine what it thought was the best 90s Cobra army builder or bad guy army builder or army builder in general, let's just say, it spat out that suggestion.
That's crazy. So
Ridiculous.
Gemini thinks that's the best army builder of the 90s.
Or at least a very popular one. A lot of
Hmm.
people speak very highly of it. I think the
It is
reason
beautiful.
I don't have it, and
a
I think Paul
gorgeous
and I have
figure.
both agreed on this point, is that it looks like it comes from another toy line.
Hmm.
It's not helped by the fact that it comes with weapons, so none of its accessories are bespoke. But if you
Hmm.
look at the Headhunter Stormtrooper and you look at a line like Operation Recall,
Yes, I'm looking.
I feel like that is a far better home for something like the Stormtrooper than GI Joe necessarily.
I can see
Kind
it.
of looks
Yeah.
at odds with other Joe characters and figures, but it does look at
Mm.
home with a line of action figures that makes every single one out to be a rock star design.
Rockstar.
I don't know.
Design.
If you feel me on this point, let me know. Because clearly I'm not the only one who doesn't have an instant pull towards the Headhunter Stormtrooper.
No pulling.
Paul is
tonight,
showing us
folks.
his
I'm
noodling.
just going at an angle so that it's just fun. So for
It
the
is
for the
fun,
viewers.
dude.
Like it's a
I've got
nice-
started seeing your face. Now I can see your fingers. This is awesome.
Uh,
Folks who
Wow.
are listening to us audio only are missing out.
Oh
The
my
man,
goodness.
the artist
Oh,
he's at work.
he
I'm
is
doing the
an
thing.
artist. But I'm sure
Let me pull at
everyone
random.
they've
Two
been waiting
figures.
40
We'll go
minutes
head to
for
head.
us to talk about a
Okay,
topic.
keep
Let's
talking,
do
Paul.
it.
I'm not talking.
Sorry,
Rob
I'm
talk.
saying keep talking, Rob. I'll shut up.
No, I was saying let's just get to it already. Like let's actually do it now.
Right.
All right.
Steve's gonna randomly choose 2 now for us.
I believe that's what he's going to try and do.
I
Whether
have no idea what I
random
just
or not.
pulled, but we're about to reveal for the camera. It is Toxo Viper version 2 from Eco Warriors versus
Mhm.
Flak Viper version 1. We're not going to do repaints on this because, man, the 90s produced a lot of that. So, yeah,
But
Flak
which
Viper in
version
his
of Flak
original
Viper
blue
did
and
you
green
choose?
duds.
Okay, I was going to say, because it was the orange one, he was definitely be going through right now. But like, they're both
Wait,
kind of, I don't know. Flak Viper, he's kind of nichey, isn't he? Unless you're kind of like going up against a whole air force, but then you would have your own air force, wouldn't you, to kind of take out? Although I've seen a couple of videos where kind of like ground-based rocket launchers can be very effective against jets. Although no, it's flak. He's shooting up flak, so that's.
Well, I always regarded his gun as like an anti-aircraft weapon. But it has a bayonet on it, I guess, for close encounters. I don't know.
Yes.
I've always regarded this as a very weird figure. And yet, in the D cartoon and even on the Pulverizer box art, not the Pulverizer, the Parasite, Cobra's one and only APC, unless you count
Love
the
the
two.
Parasite.
The Flak Viper is almost played as like the standard infantry trooper of its day. I guess in the 1992 series, he was absolutely the like closest thing to a foot soldier as you had. Just a Cobra dude with a rifle.
He was the man. He was definitely one of those interesting characters with those kind of like sloppy pant legs he's got on.
What are his pants?
They're kind of like very loose. So he's got blue pants on, but then over that, he's kind of wearing like gray,
Chaps.
yeah, oversized chaps or like
Gaiters.
pantyhose. What are they called?
I think they're called
the garter belts.
right. I don't know. I think that they're also like waders or gaiters or whatever you call
Yeah,
them.
so you can kind of walk through water and not get completely soaked.
But
for
then
sure.
they've got a sort of bootcut flair to them.
Yeah,
It's
maybe
all
it has
sorts
to
of weird-
do with.
Is he wearing
the
an off-the-shoulder swimsuit as well?
He is.
And it's like
He really
corduroy.
is.
Well,
Gosh,
one
it
thing's for
is
sure. Either he's got like
got
sort of
this
the rubber muscles or he's ripped as shit.
ripped, absolutely, and he's got
He's
those
Rubber muscles.
and those ribbed gloves. Crazy.
There's a lot going on, and I don't necessarily agree with it. It's a little too much. You know what it is? It's absolutely like a sign of the times. It's not so 90s. It's got shoulder pads. It's got ribbing everywhere. It's got a little bit of pouching going on. It's just
He has a lot. He's definitely suffering from Rob Liefeld syndrome.
So I think I can smell the way this is going, but do we want to say some kind things or some unkind things about Toxo Viper version 2?
Toxo Viper, I mean, it's once again also it's very specific. He's kind of like anti-environment figure. Although I guess sludge is it's dangerous to anyone who comes in contact with it. But he has more applications, I think, than a Flak Viper does.
I've always felt the Toxo Viper V2 is not really a Toxo Viper. There's very little about him that makes me feel like yes, he's got those things on his chest.
Yeah.
That sort of reads out like some kind of pressure and whatever. But I've always felt like he could have been a great stand-in for the Viper.
Yeah, I can see it actually. Like
Yeah.
if it had more of a less bombastic color scheme, you could definitely be like the new Viper.
Yeah. That was at least that's my feeling, my take on that. But he's really great. I just don't think for me, he's never surpassed the original. For as badass as he looks, I just feel like the original has got something going for it, you know?
Okay. So but with objections, you're still putting it through over the Flak, I'm guessing?
Oh yeah, no, he's definitely a cool than the Flak. The Flak is a very generic design, actually. Like kudos to the guys who try to make it not generic, but it's a very generic design.
Yeah,
nice having his like kill marks on his chest, but I think we would all prefer a Cobra symbol there.
Yeah.
So let's waltz out. Flak Viper is eliminated, leaving Toxo Viper as our first selection.
Whoa, selector.
Next up, I'm gonna reach in deep, boys.
Oh my goodness. Be careful, Stephen. You don't know what you're gonna
Ooh,
find.
good one. We're gonna stay with the Eco Warriors.
Oh.
The Sludge Viper
Whoa.
versus
Ooh.
the Crimson God Immortal.
Oh.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh
Indeed.
boy.
Ah. Hmm.
Wow, that is quite a matchup once again. We have this kind of like improved version of the Crimson Guard. It kind of I feel the proportions are better on the Crimson Guard Immortal versus the Crimson Guard. I always felt like the Crimson Guard's head was maybe a little too tiny. Obviously not like Annihilator tiny, but I like the addition of the armor plates. It looks more ready for combat. Like,
Are we saying it's just a giant block of metal on his chest?
I think so, yeah. It's definitely like medieval armor that he's got going on there. It's
Nothing on the back
basically a
though,
big
just a harness.
Well, yeah, because the thing's probably so heavy. And I mean that also, suggests what they're they're aggressive. They're moving forward, they're attacking the enemy. They're distracting the enemy, I guess, as well from the more specialized troopers. Like this could be, these are your elite troops, and they look elite. Very
Badass
much
touches
so.
everywhere. The Cobra symbol on his head is picked out in silver. The Cobra symbol on his belt is picked out in red. And he even bears the same tempo as the classic 1985 version.
Yeah,
So in
probably.
every way, a Crimson Guardsman of the 90s.
Yes, they took the only good part of the original and put it onto the better version, for sure.
Oh, them's fighting words. Yeah, Sludge Viper for me, thank you.
Wild.
All right.
Okay, so you're going Sludge Viper because he skews closer to what a newer version of the Toxic Viper would look like to you.
Yeah, actually. I
Hmm.
also just really, really like that design. I think he's a good looking toy, and I think a lot of people overlooked this design because of the color scheme.
Yeah,
So
they
the color
sleep on
scheme
him.
definitely pushed people past him. And if you could imagine that guy being red and black with some touches of silver, he could have easily been Crimson Guard update
For
in a lot of
sure.
ways.
For sure. But then he
I
landed up being a Sludge Viper.
I know that you really love the version 2 of the Crimson Guard, and I do like him. I just don't think of him as the superior version.
I know for sure. I
Yeah.
fully, don't get me wrong. I fully on board know that my opinion is that's a minority. Because I mean, you guys glowed, all about the original Crimson Guard.
Well, the thing is, kid version of me had a Crimson Guard Immortal and loved the hell out of that toy, and never owned a Sludge Viper. So
Wild.
and never wanted to get one as a kid, but as a grown up,
You can, you see past those
inverted
garish
commas.
colors.
Yeah. So that's kind of my thinking there.
I see where you're coming from. Well, I mean, I think from our commentary, it's pretty obvious which me and Paul are going to be choosing. Stephen,
I'm the swing vote. How
this
dare
is the
you
swing
guys.
vote. No, well, it just came down to that. You just let us talk first, I guess.
Look, there's a lot to be said for accessories. That definitely does count. While I think I prefer a more conventional weapon with the Crimson Guard Immortal, because he comes with this wicked sort of over-under missile
Yes,
launcher.
missile launcher. It's beautiful.
And sort of over-under missile launcher and machine gun with bullet belts that attaches to his leg.
Incredible.
So the accessories are complex and interesting. I still would prefer just a conventional rifle, a la the Crimson Guard. You can equip him with that. But
I hope
as
so.
fiddly as the CGI's accessories are, like this, syringe that the Sludge Viper comes with, it ain't great.
No,
It's not
It's
a lovely
big.
accessory.
How does he hold it? But it's always got that play factor of, filling it up with water, squirting toys with it.
The fact that he shares gun and backpack with the Toxin Viper already kind of cheapen him. I will say he has a kick-ass helmet, and I love the chest detail with the sort of dials on it, but it's all one color. It's that block of cheese kind of factor that
He came out
tells
too
you that
late
this
in the
guy
night.
was less finely appreciate. Well, no, yeah, I don't know. When they were producing this figure, they thought they just called it good. Whereas
Yeah.
with the Crimson Guard Immortal, they absolutely gave him all the fanfare, all the trimmings.
They went
that
for
he
it, you know,
deserved.
Yeah.
because they were
So-
improving on a classic.
CGI goes through.
Crazy.
Goodbye, Sludge Viper. Sorry, dude.
Well, it was a valiant effort on the part of that little toy that could. I mean, I like Sludge Viper. He's pretty cool. But I mean,
Yeah,
if I was
that's
going to
what I
build an
like.
army
Ooh.
of him,
I don't know what you guys are going to do
rather
in this
not.
round, because this is going to be... I'm going to once
anything
again have to be the
is
swing vote.
possible. You
It's-
think so?
Eel version 2
Eel
versus Snow Serpent version 2.
Ooh.
Snow Serpent.
All right, boys, prepare to eat each other. Death.
That's so funny.
Rob, do you want
You're
to
a
deliver the
funny
opening
guy.
salvo again, my dude?
Absolutely. I'm like, what more can you say about how awesome Snow Serpent is? I mean, like, wild. Steven's hilarious. He can read me like a book. Of course, I'm going to talk about the eels. He comes with some of the coolest accessories. Like, he comes obviously with his little flippers, but they're kind of customized. Obviously, the
shark.
silver color is a bit weird, but I mean, they're silver because why? Because he has another accessory that's freaking amazing, a mechanical shark that fires missiles if you wanted to, but you don't have to. And what's great about the
Paul's got
shark
his with him.
too,
Is that your inspiration for this submarine?
No, but it might be.
it
Knew it was
be.
coming, eh?
It's a great animal companion, and it's got like little softer plastic bits to it, which I mean, I think it's quite smart, so that you won't easily break those off. It's a pretty smart move to have the fins be that kind of softer, and as Stephen is demonstrating, the shark can ride eels.
Yeah. Shark rape. Not just the dolphins that want you.
Stuff sharks too.
Sharks
And he
will
comes
find
with-
your screw hole and they will insert this backpack plug into it.
Oh my goodness. And he comes with a pretty decent like underwater gun trident, which I quite like. Yes, it comes in the bright yellow, but the bright yellow matches his outfit, which I will admit is garish in the brightness of the colors. But that's what makes it stand out, and picks out a lot of the details of the figure, which isn't overly designed. It has just enough texturing on the parts that matter, and kind of keeps the wetsuit kind of smooth and like a nice smooth. Yeah, definitely a toy of the 90s. If you don't like the 90s, you won't understand why I feel this character wins this round.
This
I
time.
love that the
Gadget, this
bobs on
time.
his thighs and shoulders kind of is a callback to, was it 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea?
Yeah, Tutankhamun.
What's the name of the submarine?
Oh, the Nautilus.
The Nautilus, yes. With all
Mm.
those bobs and ridges.
It's
and
nice little
serrations.
details, like the original Eels is just Cobra
It's a
Submariner
Cobra
Man,
Frogman. Yeah.
and this is like Cobra Subman,
Yeah. Sub man.
All right.
Whoa,
Talk
he's
to us about
sub to
Cobra's
the
resident snowboarder.
I'm going to answer this by saying I would love to army build this shark. This
You
robot
and
shark
Jason Merle.
from the eels. I'd like to army build this shark. This is the one I want to army build here. But for me, it's Snow Serpent, dude. Like a toy that can snowboard. I mean, this blew my mind as a kid. You have no idea how much I loved bombing around the house with him stuck to his snowboard, and the fact that the gun could sort of turn sideways on his backpack, so you could have him like snowboarding, and he could fire off a missile in the direction that he was going. I love that, dude.
I
Snow
can't
Serpents,
lie.
they look so cool, man.
It's awesome.
And you can put the snowboard on his back, which is also great.
That's a
Like,
good touch.
You could slide it into the backpack, and you can have a whole bunch of them, 5 of them. Yeah, and I think it would look great. No, for me, it's Snow Serpent. I like eels too. Don't misunderstand me, but for the longest
I'm
time,
not getting you wrong.
yeah, But when I was a kid, I really bought it for the robot shark, and that is still sort of true today.
No, I can fully, as I said, yeah, you guys heard it. Rewind, you'll hear me say it again. So, Stephen, where do you land on this?
Snow Serpent version 2. There's absolutely
right.
no contest. I'm sorry, Rob. Please don't divorce me from your friendship. But I mean, this figure, this Snow Serpent version 2 has such swagger. Holy balls. He's got cobra symbols on his fur-lined boot cuffs. He's got a bandana that the sculpt actually carries over onto his back.
Yeah.
He's wearing like a bear fur, like, I don't know, body warmer.
He's ready for the X Games.
Dude, it's the coolest figure. Holy
He's ready for the X Games. He's there. He's like, Sean Palmer, hold my beer.
Yeah, this figure is incredible. Oh boy.
Is it Sean Palmer?
It
Yeah,
fills
it
me
is
with
Sean
such
Palmer.
joy to have a reason to like bust him out and do some cool snowboard tricks and shit. So yeah, that's Robot Shark is cool, but it's not cool enough to elevate what is. I don't know, Rob. I know you got nostalgia for this figure because he was a childhood figure of yours. But taken out of the context that you played him as a kind of almost superhero character, this uniform makes no sense to me.
It's unfortunate.
Well, you elevated him. You made him something more than what he was. He could fly.
No, but I can still
he could
see
slice
him.
through entire
Yeah, but I
vessels
mean,
with his
I'm not
blade.
thinking of him like that. I'm thinking of him in the context that he is. Don't misconstrue my words here. Don't get me wrong. That's kind of the way I would have played with him then, but it's not the way I'm considering him now. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with the appreciation for the design of the figure.
Eel's version 2 also looks a lot like Snake Force Diver that we have a t-shirt of on our
I'm glad you mentioned it. Have we done a Snow Serpent version 2 yet?
Not version 2, no. Just Snow Serpent.
Okay.
Inspired.
Well, I wouldn't say it's a Snow Serpent, but it looks a lot like a Snow Serpent. Inspired by. Yeah. Anyway, like enough of those shenanigans. So Snow Serpent goes in. Cool. Who's the next one?
I said no repaints. This one comes close. Toxo Zombie. It is actually a newly sculpted figure versus Night Creeper. Toxo Zombie for me. Sorry.
Oh, we know that. We know that. That's that. No,
I just don't like the Night Creeper as a figure. Never have.
Rob, you gotta like. You choose, and then I will mess it up.
All right, just fair enough. Well, Toxo Viper, what's his name? Zombie?
Toxo Zombie.
I never knew there was a thing. I thought when Steven was talking about it, he was like, oh, there's this thing that I wish they made, or it was like a thing that came out later. It really surprised me when it turns out it actually came out at this time. Because it's such an anomaly. If you think about it, yes, we're in the time period where we were introducing like aliens and mega monsters and stuff, but like zombies, it took me aback. I really couldn't believe that this was a thing where they kind of like took a previous character and turned them into a zombie. It's fascinating. It's very, very weird concept, and also that it kind of changed the colors of his outfit as well for some reason. Becoming a zombie not just changes his flesh and skin and whatever else, it actually changes the coloring of his outfit that he's wearing. That's a fascinating thing, because now you can't mix the two. You can't have like an army of variations of the Toxo Zombie because it's not the same colors as the Toxo Viper.
Yeah.
So that's a bit of a miss thing. I know. Yeah. It's the thing that's always bothered me the most about the Toxo Zombie, that it is the wrong colors.
I still haven't seen that figure in hand.
You don't want to.
No, every time I've like been up there, I've always think to myself, oh cool, I'll probably like stumble on it, and I just haven't.
No, Steven keeps it hidden. He doesn't want his kids breaking that thing. That's a prized possession of his. His love for this thing goes deep. But yeah,
the in-universe explanation that I've settled on for the uniform color change is that prolonged exposure to sludge, which created the Toxo Zombie in the first place, not only degraded his uniform and cracked it open in places, but it almost bleached it.
Hmm.
You know, this is Jack
Although
Napier and this is the Joker.
on the Toxo Viper, though, we can actually see the effects of sludge upon it. It has a color changing feature where you can see the marks of sludge upon them. But
Yeah, but
anyway,
this is after like months of exposure. He's turned into a zombie,
So it only
and
took
it's
a couple of
faded his.
months.
It's applied the 90s lens to his uniform.
Hmm.
Hot pink and toxic
Fascinating.
green.
It's going to the
Well,
red.
I mean,
indeed.
yeah, I mean, it's interesting. But the Night Creeper, I think, because before this we didn't really have any. Did we? Did we have ninjas in GI Joe? I don't think so. I think obviously like ninjas, but like nameless ninjas, like a ninja army. And it's such an interesting concept. This is a force of characters that Cobra has hired to be a part of Cobra. They're not actually like Cobras. They're kind
they're
of like their own.
mercenaries.
They're their
Yeah.
own separate group.
They contractors.
Yeah.
Outsource.
And it's interesting. Once again, that's a cool concept. I mean, introduced in the 90s. It's probably like an overlooked concept, but like Cobra kind of outsourcing for their ninja stuff. And yeah, a wonderful variety of accessories. That wicked sword he comes with the barbs on it.
Yeah.
It has, if you've watched our quick hit review of this character, it has it's something that could have happened in the real world. It's a cool concept.
What,
I
the
think,
sword? No, it does.
the
It's a real thing.
swords. Yeah, it's a real. That's what I'm saying. If people go
Yeah.
watch our quick hits review, you'll see us talking about it. And I like ninjas, and I think he's kind of like a casual, cool ninja. If it's not obvious, I'm going with the Night Creeper. I think it's the superior of the two here. I don't really want a
And the
zombie
swing
army.
goes to Paulie.
Indeed, as it was always going to be. Paul predicted it at the outset. Actually, you're not the only one with a crystal ball, Stephen.
Crystal Ball.
Crystal Paul.
That's his name on the weekends.
Dudes. Yeah, I just wanna gush over that toy for 2 seconds as well.
Please do.
Well, I think Toxo Zombie is a great toy, and I think it does make for a very cool army builder. If you have legions of them, I think it would actually be really great. I can just imagine the toy photography you could do, the games you could play, the role-playing game setups you could do with having multiple Toxo Vipers or Toxo Zombies. I think there's so much for it, and having come hot off finishing Resident Evil 9 now, I just have a fresh appreciation for the undead and for the virus enhanced super dead things. But Night Creeper is very special for me, and that is definitely something I would troop bold, because we don't have a red ninja in GI Joe.
Yeah,
well,
that's what I was trying to get at.
And like, it's cool to have.
What do you call this then, Paul? This is Red Ninja.
I'm Red Ninja.
Or Steven is holding up.
I'm holding up the Red Ninja.
Yeah, he's holding up the Red Ninja.
Dice.
It's a white dress, black dress
From
situation
the Cobra battle axe.
Anyway, sorry,
Wow.
getting over the ridiculousness of that. But Night Creepers are sexy, and yeah, as Rob was mentioning, please check out our hit and run review of the Night Creeper. You'll get our full thoughts. But for me, that's like, I'm glad that in modern era I have like 3 Night Creepers, because that's kind of cool. In vintage, ironically, I have 2 Night Creeper leaders, but only 1 Night Creeper.
Oh, okay.
And I don't even have and I don't even have the Ninja Force Night Creeper, which is weird. But yeah, no, this Night Creeper all the way, all the way, all the way, all the way. Need more ninjas. Love that you can buy them. Like as a Cobra organization, you can buy some outsourced ninja. And the vintage, not for nothing, but while the classified Night Creeper looks great, the vintage is still, I think, the best looking version of this toy.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree with that.
In case we're tossing the Toxo
Sorry,
Toxo
Zombie.
Yeah, well, now you know how I felt when Eels left the playground, Stephen.
When Eels left the chat.
You know.
I feel it's time for a Battle Android Trooper version 2.
Oh my goodness, we're
versus
doing Division 2s.
Steel Brigade. What are you doing there? Ah, it's the Goldhead Steel Brigade. So this is an army builder from the
Ah.
90s.
So it counts.
But this is not a fair matchup at all.
Yeah, it's kind of unfair that Bat version 2 has to come up against the formidable Steel Brigade.
I mean, in terms of value, a Goldhead Steel Brigade, and this is a reproduction. Don't you worry, I'm not holding an actual Goldhead in my hands. Yeah, in terms of value, Goldhead takes it every day, all day, for
For
eternity.
sure. But that would also make it more difficult to army build. I think, that should be a consideration
Oh shit, yeah. We're
occasionally.
talking army builders. Ain't nobody buying multiple Goldheads.
Ain't
Except
happening.
for Bobby Voller.
No,
I
he's
think.
buying the regular.
Oh, he's not buying the gold heads. Oh, I thought he would have been into that.
Okay.
No, friends, it is
Fascinating.
going to go to Bat version 2.
Yeah, that's
Does
unanimous.
anyone want to say anything nice
Oh,
about
no.
Goldhead before he dusts?
It's a nice variation. Kind of like cop Steel Brigade guy. He is very much giving off cop vibes with the kind of like blue with the green vest and what from a distance looks like a gold badge on his chest. Especially at lower video quality. But yeah, it has to go to Bat version 2.
I won 5 bats to put on my earthquake, man. That's how much I like. Bats are something that you want to troop build for sure. I think having like 2 or 3 bats in your collection is great, or 5. I know there's some people that like hold my beer and they've got like 20, but
amazing.
I think
Well, look, the Bat
fantastic.
V2 is definitely the affordable option if you're looking for Battle Android Troopers.
You will definitely build this easily.
Well,
and they're more robust than the V1s for sure.
That
Thicker
too.
plug points, just thicker all around,
It's
sturdier
real
build.
thick.
But let me not be ungrateful. Thank you for my Repro Goldhead, Paul. You got for me one Christmas. And
No.
I'm grateful
Yeah.
for the fact that like this is probably the closest I'll ever get to one, and
it's
that's
the
okay
closest
by
I got
me.
to it too.
Yeah,
No, it's a pleasure, my dude. I'm glad that it rings true for you, man.
We're staying in Battle Android Trooper land, this time with the
How's that possible?
BAAT
But
Cobra Battle
Wow.
Armored Android Trooper, I think.
Battle armored android trooper. Yeah, you're correct. Well, you're
Yeah.
correct as far as my memory serves.
Yeah, as far as Paul knows,
Don't
you're
bet
right.
on that.
And he's essentially the Space Bat.
He is, isn't he?
Versus someone very much terra firma. It's Rock Viper.
Rock. Whoa. This is a
Rock
interesting
lobster.
one. Because
Fire
like
off your quick opinion then, Rob.
my
Like,
quick
what does your gut tell you to lean?
what is my gut telling me? So quick opinion. Okay, well then Rock Viper. There we go.
So say I. I think he's going to go through. Unless you can convince us otherwise, Paul.
No, I just wanted to say I've had a lot of fun with the bot. I still have my bot is pretty intact today, my original childhood one. I think it is a formidable creature if you have to put it into your games, because a bat with that much armor is quite terrifying. But come on, man, Rock Viper with that mustache, that great rifle, that fun play feature, all day, every day. When I had a bot, when I got my bot, I was longing for the days of the Rock Viper, because the one that we got here and the Eurocard second release, pardon me, the Eurocard second release that we got here in South Africa only came with the stupid missile firing grappling hook thing, not the cool backpack that it has there on the vintage, well, on the original release. So yeah, all the way Rock Viper, because it's got rock in its name.
Oh.
Rock.
Well, here's my quick opinion.
You want to go long form on it? You can swear it's the other way, Robbie.
No, it's fine. I won't say anything. Don't worry.
All right. Well, then our next matchup I think might be a closer one. It's Range Viper versus Saw Viper, two stalwarts of the 90s, and two Cobras that have Joe deaths to their name.
Rob, do you want to tell us which one you think is the coolest one?
I would say Range Viper.
Okay.
That's my pick.
Do you have something against Sword Vipers?
No,
No, I'm putting you on a spot, man. That's true.
I prefer Range Vipers.
Yeah, dude, that Range Viper's grimace on its helmet is horrifying. I've said this before on previous episodes of this podcast. I really, really love its design. It's outstanding. And while I do have a Saw Viper today, I still have never. It still hasn't convinced me to love it. So yeah, I'd rather have a platoon of Range Vipers.
Yep. It's open and shut for me. These were both childhood toys of mine.
Or squad of Range
But
Vipers.
as Paul alluded to earlier, some of the releases down south were the Euro releases, or the sort of second release, which substituted their cool, unique gear for spring-fired gear. And in the case of the Saw Viper, he inherited Incinerator's equipment. So
Yeah.
the flamethrower with no backpack, and then that fucking catapult thing. Saw Viper with the catapult. And what's worse is those accessories are used in the card art. So it's like, it's trying to sell you this is his loadout. But then you flip it around and read the text of his file card, and it still is talking about squad automatic weapons that can like hit a mosquito like at a certain range. It's the bullet whipping past your nose, that sort of sonic boom, all that cool write up about a very sophisticated weapon system. And you've got an incinerator flamethrower in the pack. Huh?
Mm.
Are they referring to the catapult somehow? It was very baffling. But it was also baffling is his oversized weapon, which I believe is a factory error. They literally just gave us the 2-up. This is double the size of what it should have been.
That's so tragic because it's a cool gun.
It's a hella cool gun, but it is essentially the same height as the figure when stood next to him. Anyway, Saw Viper is going to be eliminated because Range Viper is just the man to beat as far as I'm concerned.
I would triple his gun.
Okay. And at least the Saw Viper, the Range Viper European release gives you Red Star's AK-47, which is great. Saw Vipers need a dependable assault rifle. And they gave you Red Star's RPG with a gold-tipped rocket or grenade.
Also, one of the more tasteful RPGs in the line.
Yeah, yeah. So, and the gold, it kind of picks up on the gold notes of the figure. My gold is long since rubbed away, but yeah, he has got a lot of brass on him and no machine gun to shoot it. He was a constant recipient of Sub-Zero's machine gun.
And our games as well. And actually, we had his original gun, but Sub-Zero's gun, I think, is a better fit, a cooler fit for the Range Viper. I'm sure
Sam Gray as his rocket tube.
Yeah.
So. Yep. And it came with that cool, like, removable brass, which absolutely picks up on Range Viper's sculpt. So Sub-Zero's gun was the way to go. We're coming to the end of this selection of figures, guys. Sorry for anyone waiting to hear about Ninja Viper, for instance, or, God, what is another random 90s troop builder? Headhunters. I don't have those figures. Boo to me, I say.
Ninja Viper?
Teal Storm Shadow, basically.
Oh. Okay.
Ooh, okay. Here we go. Undertow versus Cyber Viper.
Undertow.
Yeah, I know, right? How is Cyber gonna face up against the Undertow? Once again, we have perhaps an imbalance in terms of the values of these figures. The Cyber Viper ain't great, but he's a hard one to find on the aftermarket.
Yeah.
Commands a higher price. But Undertow, yeah, for my money, is the superior figure with the superior gear. Such a dainty mask.
Yes,
that to remove
mask. Oof, I love it.
It's amazing.
I love it so much.
I mean,
and it comes with the Barracuda.
It's so snug to the figure's face that you expect it to be molded there. But no, you can have him in just a kind of a wetsuit hoodie
Yeah,
with exposed eyes.
it's too cool, man.
It's
too
a lot of
cool.
character for a baddie.
Mm.
Kind of picks up where the eels left off in a way. Similar notes with the red and the dark gray, and just
And you got a
adding the
barracuda.
green for good measure.
Rob, what say you, man? Which of those two should be troop build?
I gotta say, Undertow. He's a good choice.
Sorry, Cyber Viper. I still need one in my collection though.
Good luck, son.
Mm.
Well, just because mine is being eliminated doesn't mean I'm about to give him up.
No, I know that. That's the yeah.
I
Guys-
painted over his neon parts once upon a time, and
I'm
I've
sure you
stripped
did.
them to get them back to their original glory.
I
'Cause, yeah,
still feel
underneath-
bad. Sorry, carry on.
No,
Yeah.
underneath these crazy colors, there's at least an interesting sculpt. Doesn't make a hell of a lot of sense, but it's an oddity. It
It's
makes for a
space
unique
vampire,
kind of
bro.
protagonist character if you were playing a science fiction game.
I just like that he has a bit of a Thulu-esque look to him. Like he looks very Thulu. It's
Yeah, for
creepy.
sure.
You can see it, Rob.
Yeah,
Like-
no, that's a
Yeah.
horror game character right there.
Does have like a bad guy, villain, space villain, maybe even like a what's the word, space opera villain kind of vibe to him. I dig him.
The head
Um,
is total HR Giga with like
Mm.
pipes coming out and cranial lobes, ridges. The guy's got a freaking pipe coming over his face. That doesn't look very comfortable. Or is that a
Yeah.
feeder
Oh.
tube or something? Respirator.
He's
Who knows?
so it's them strong Thulu influences. I'm telling you, somebody designed that and they were like, this is never gonna pass, and then it got signed off, and they were like, oh shit, hold on, there's some tweaks I need to do.
What have I done?
What have I done? Yeah, guys. Actually, you mentioned putting paint on that toy. David had painted up my current eel is one that David had painted up. In fact, that was my original one, which David then asked if he could like paint up. So I was like, yeah, okay, go for it. And he painted it in silver, and he did this cool like mark on its chest and everything. And I feel like such a cad because when I say recently, I mean we're talking about 10 years ago now. Stripped the paint off. I feel kind of bad about that. I'm not gonna lie.
That's why I can't bring myself to strip the paint off my Mega Viper. Because it's just it's too cool in red, black, and silver. Next up, Night Vulture and Laser Viper.
Ooh.
Controversial maybe, because I said we weren't going to do vehicle drivers, but because the glider pilots came on a card, I'm going to call them carded figures.
They also came with more than one weapon in some cases.
Not in this case, but yes, I
Yeah.
take your point. Some of them had very complex loadouts, which, kind of rival what a single carded figure would have. Plus, they came with a glider, so woohoo!
Steve, I think you need to shoot first.
I would go Night Vulture because I think an evil Snake Eyes is very intriguing, even if that's not how they're presented to us on the file card. Like these guys are actually like very lowly troopers on the file card. They just give them minimal training, give them a glider, and throw them into battle. They are the cheapest cannon fodder of all. Whereas his sculpt tells me something else. It tells me something completely different. This guy's equipped with like martial arts weapons. He's got nunchucks on his legs, and he's got smoke grenades and pipe bombs. This guy is a saboteur. This guy's I don't know, not quite a Firefly, but close.
Didn't we in one of our earlier episodes talk about how we feel this could have, or maybe I said it, but we discussed how this could have been a prototype Snake Eyes that they just didn't pass and then turned into a villain.
Maybe you went on that tangent. I just think like the spooky,
sure.
like he looks like a dead man. If you look closely at the mouth sculpt, he's got those ridges of like basically a skull. in his mask.
Yeah, but there we go. Yeah, but that adds more to it because of Snake Eyes' scarred face. That was one of
That's
the points.
why you had that thought, Paul. I think.
But he does
I
have
love a
that,
Snake Eyes figure with lips.
You really do.
Yeah,
Everybody
and
does.
Night Vulture has a wonderful accessory. You can get your hands on it.
Get your
That's me
hand on
goning for the camera.
It's a combination crossbow and submachine gun with a magazine sticking out of it.
Wonderful.
It's a cool piece.
It's a difficult one, this actually.
Turning our attention to Laser Viper.
Yeah,
Um,
Rob, I'll take this one. You can be the swing.
Can do.
But then you've already telegraphed your answer.
Maybe. Well, I don't
Uh-oh.
know. Like, I'm just saying he could be the swing. Maybe we all
Maybe he
align.
isn't. Stay tuned, guys.
It's difficult for me to see Night Viper as a more than one character, even
Laser
though the file
Viper.
card. No, Night Vulture.
Night
Sorry,
Vulture.
Night Vulture. I like to
Hmm.
think of Night Vulture as like there's only one. Like he's a named character. Even though the file card suggests otherwise, and I think that's my problem. It's like I can't break away from that. And if we're looking at like wanting to like do a bit of a troop building exercise, or maybe having a platoon or a squad of them, I do feel like the Laser Viper is the cooler one of the two, just because I think having more than one Night Vulture kind of diminishes his cool factor, whereas having many Laser Vipers, 5 or 3, is a cool thing to look at. And I can just imagine them like. I just feel like they work. I also had a lot of fun with that toy as a kid as well. So I
Yeah.
think I'm very much there. Rob?
Fun accessories. I mean, they both have fun accessories. But I would probably choose the Laser Viper. Like 2 lasers are better than 1.
Dun dun dun.
Kick-ass removable helmet.
Yep.
They didn't have to go the extra mile. They didn't have to go as hard with something like this. But yep,
They
that
shouldn't
Boba
have
Fett wants can come
tried.
off.
Yeah, and he's even got like special ribbing on his head sculpt to imply that, it's like a sort of like I don't know what the actual name is right now, but it's like a buffer between his head and the helmet as well, like a
The sort of
I love that.
halo.
Yeah, it's not just like a balaclava, with a helmet on it. So
A little bit of shock absorption. Right, our last matchup
dun, dun,
is
dun.
actually a pretty easy one, as far as I'm concerned.
Wow.
Daredevil versus Desert Scorpion. Oh boy. Do we even need to talk about this matchup?
Rob, do you want to make a case for Daredevil?
No, not really. I'll go Desert Scorpion.
Yeah, no, it's Desert Scorpion all the way. Even if it was just like our normal European release versus the American version, which comes with the claws and the rocket launching, like the little backpack thing. I don't even have these accessories, so like, yeah. But Desert Scorpion all the way.
All the way, boys and girls.
All the
All
way.
right, let's get into the semifinals. This is going to be a lightning round. I'm going to put up 2 figures, and I'm just going to go
At
around
random,
the room, and
at random.
I'll start us off in a different place each time, so that
Rob looks shocked.
the swing vote moves around.
Shock and awe.
Unexpected.
It's Toxo Viper version 2 and Crimson Guard
Okay.
Immortal. I say
Yeah.
Crimson Guard Immortal. Paul says
Shit.
he says shit.
I said shit. Crimson Guard.
Okay. No swing needed on this one. Crimson Guard Immortal goes through. Next up, I want to hear Paul first.
Ooh.
Who's it going to be? Night Creeper and Snow Serpent version
No,
2.
you can't do this.
I must do
this.
this. I'm
this
sorry.
is horrible. Oh, this is so horrible.
Kill your darlings.
I'm sorry, Snow Serpent, but Night Creeper.
He's not out
Why?
yet. What does Rob say?
Well, Snow Serpent beat my beloved eels. And
Payback's a bitch.
no, I mean, like they're both of course. I shouldn't be talking. Sorry. Snow Serpent.
What? Upset. Night
Oh my
Creeper is
God.
eliminated. Wait,
Rob.
yeah, Night Creeper is eliminated. I would go Snow Serpent.
What the hell?
What is going on? All
Where
right,
were you, man?
now it's your turn to speak first, Rob.
I'm not allowed to speak.
You must
so
He
I'm
killed
hurt.
your character, Rob.
Wait, yes, it's Rob's turn.
Uh,
Rock Viper, Bat version 2.
Rock Viper.
Rock Viper. I'm going to say. This is tough.
It is tough. I'm thinking.
I'm gonna make Paul decide because I'm gonna say Bat version 2.
Yeah, I'm also there with Bat version 2. I have one here in my study. I like having him close. Bat version 2.
Jesus, I didn't mean that to happen. I'm changing my vote. I'm gonna keep Rock Viper in. Yeah? No, sorry, Paul. I gotta flip flop on you, man.
Yo,
Bat's gotta go, dude. Spring-loaded missile launcher versus all of that sweet gear. Come
removable
on.
hand, my dude. Don't forget that cool part.
Sorry, he's gone. Rock
Word.
Viper proceeds.
And
to
you can
final
and you
round.
can also put Overkill's gear on his hand as well, can't you?
You can.
Yes, you can. Yes, you
Mm.
can. Might not be the sweetest fit. I think Overkill's post is a little bit shorter, but they might be the same width.
Mm.
God, I haven't done that in so long. I don't remember if it's snug or if it's not. Anyways, it's the 90s or 1990. I should be more specific. Range Viper versus Undertow,
Undertow.
and it is my turn to speak first again.
Sorry, thought it was me.
Oh no, go for it, Paul. Yeah, it's you.
Undertow.
Undertow. Rob.
I Range Viper.
Oof. Yeah, Range Viper for me too. I acknowledge that Undertow is superior in a number of ways, but I guess, yeah, Range Viper it just holds such appeal to me.
Wow, that was unexpected.
This
I
is
won't
tough.
betray my Undertow.
This is super
I can't
tough.
like the Ninja Viper and like the Night Creeper, I can't betray the Night Creeper.
You feel it.
And then our final matchup for the semifinals. It's Laser Viper versus Desert Scorpion. And it's Rob to speak first.
Whoa, this is crazy. I would probably Desert Scorpion. That's me.
So say I, Desert Scorpion.
Yeah, so say we all.
Ooh, unanimous.
Mm.
Which means that our top 5
5
from the 90s
from the 90s.
are Crimson Guard Immortal,
Whoa.
Snow Serpent version 2,
Whoa.
Rock Viper,
Rock Viper? How did he
Range
get there?
Viper,
Ooh.
and Desert Scorpion. Drum roll.
Well, it's top 5 army builders if they were army builders that
Steve
Steven
owns.
collected.
Yeah, that Steve owns. Just a small caveat there.
There's a little caveat there, guys.
Well, they had a hard fight to get to this point.
They
falling
did
by the wayside. We got
struggle.
Bat version 2. We've got
Mhm.
Cyber Viper, Night Vulture,
Yes.
Saw Viper, Air Devil, Toxa Viper version 2,
Eels
Night
version.
Creeper.
I can't
A lot of
believe
people would have said
Eels.
Night Creeper would have been in the final round. Not I.
Apparently not you. And not Rob, trader.
I just your argument about Snow Serpent being so cool just kind of won me over.
No,
you know?
dude, I get you. I'm
Like,
not
you're like snowboarding.
I'm
and
not
then I'm
unhappy that
Cobra.
this I'm not unhappy that the Snow Serpent's in the top 5. Just
Mm.
unhappy that he's in there in lieu of.
Well, it just
Night
shows
Creeper.
how many of these that you just really enjoy a lot. You know,
Mm.
kind of it shows of your abiding love for these 90s figures.
I love my Night
And
Creepers.
that's that's good to see. It's good to be. These choices have to be difficult to make.
Mm. I mean, it's not like we don't own most of them anyway. But
That is
also,
true too.
yeah, I mean, it shows you our system is pretty strong, though. I mean, Air Devil didn't get through, so
I think
sorry
you
for,
guys
like,
can trust our opinions on the figures of the 90s. You know.
sorry for the Air Devil fans out there. We know you.
Yeah.
We know you're out there, but
We know how much you like him, and we're sorry he didn't get through.
yeah,
The theme of the 90s
Not sorry.
selections are very environmental. We've got snow, we've got desert,
Desert,
got
yeah.
the wilderness,
Wilderness, that's an
and
environment.
we've got mountaineering.
Whoa, but mountaineering is kind of like in the wilderness, though.
I don't know. Mountains are definitely a break from like the general wilderness.
Oh,
But
okay.
yeah, there's some overlap there. I take your point, Rob. And then we've got a sort of a command
Corporate
figure
America.
in the
Hmm.
Crimson Guard Immortal. It's a formidable 5, but is there any weak link in the 80s top 5 that we came up with that could be exploited by this group? I guess it would probably fall on the Iron Grenadier, which or the Eels, in fact. Which of these 5 could knock those guys out in your esteem? It's okay to say none. It's okay to say that the 80s are unassailable. That is an
thank you for giving me the permission to say that, because that was going to be my answer. I mean, these are great. Don't get me wrong, but there's just something special, about those original 80s guys.
Well,
But
Rob,
then
I think
if you
you're the
had to come
closest to it
along,
with your comments about the Crimson Guard
Mm.
not being so great and the Crimson Guard Immortal
yeah, but
potentially being
as
a
I
stronger
also opined, that's a minority opinion, I feel.
but it is
based
your
off
opinion,
the
right?
comments, based off what you guys, constantly say about how incredible the original is. I feel like, my opinion, it doesn't really matter in this space, when the superior, Crimson Guard people.
Well, it matters to you
doing
when
their
you
thing.
throw your toys out on the floor. And you
That's
like,
true.
which one
And
am I going to play with? Stand aside, filthy 80s Crimson Guard. I'm going to
Well,
take the
yeah,
Immortal.
that's the other
Yeah.
thing. Like, well, if
Yeah.
I had to choose from vintage shows, I
Mm.
would choose Crimson Guard Immortal. But I mean, I think I have said as well, I do prefer that later version of the original Crimson Guard. So it's not like
Your
I don't
removable helmet.
appreciate.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, not like I don't appreciate how good the original is. I just wanted it to be a little bit better.
I think for the listeners that have gotten this far in the episode,
Mm,
while these are our top 5 for this game,
true.
that doesn't mean that we dislike any of these figures, except for you, Daredevil. Like the rest, I mean, these are all great toys. It's not like Steve kind of joked about the Cyber Viper now, and he's like, "Oh, I like it." I'm like, "No, I don't expect Steve to like. I don't feel like this is Steve disliking this guy now. No, he must give it away, or anything like that." For me, it's like, no, it's just that this is the winner of today's episode. And
it's all fun and games, guys. You don't have to get upset that your favorite character didn't make it through. I mean, be like me. I I laughed about it when Eels version 2 didn't make it through. You don't see me holding a grudge.
Fun fact about our various top 5s. Did you know, as far as I'm concerned anyways, and I've done the research. No, I haven't done the research, but from my observations, Eel has got the sort of biggest shoe size. Like he's got
Incredible. I would have
buying shoes.
quite Grecian feet. I mean,
I
like
would never have
Herculean.
said that, actually.
And of our 90s selection, we've got the 2 Cobras, 2 figures, in fact, with the smallest feet.
Wow.
Crimson Guard Immortal and the Snow Serpent version 2.
This is wild. I never expected that we'd be discussing the feet of our toys.
Well, let me just do a
This is
side by
quite a
side. I've got
tangent.
the Snow Serpent version 2 and a Cobra Eel. And like, that's the difference.
Fascinating.
Oh, yes, yeah. The one's as big as your forehead and the other one isn't.
Anyway, just a random factoid.
Just for you feet
Random
fetishists
fact
out
joke.
there, if you're curious about which toys are the best feet for you.
All right, Paul, it's time for your reveal, Daddy.
Should I do the reveal? Let me bring them close to
Yes.
the camera.
Bunny.
Okay. So I just went. Okay, let's see how much of this the
So
camera.
as a reminder, this is Paul. He has conceptualized. He has done a prototype of his.
See if I can make my screen bigger. Sorry,
concept. No, for sure. I'm just explaining, like, for those who have forgotten. This is his concept for a GI Joe submersible that would kind of like fill in the gap for GI Joe.
So I did. So this is like basically the squid form. Like, sorry for the proportions in the sense of I would have liked to have had this maybe feel a bit smaller than the back, but anyway, it doesn't matter. These are just roughs. But yeah, these little guys here, they can jettison out. Sorry,
yeah.
I'm quite far from the mic, so I'm trying to.
No. So as you described earlier, you kind of attached pods or kind of like submersibles to the back of what this sub is, and the lines of the sub were very kind of like futuristic. I think it's very like nice flowy angles to it. It really does look like the head of a squid, basically.
Yeah,
If you
sure.
kind of-
Thanks, man.
yeah.
Yeah, and then like we'd have like a little missile launcher there, but this is like the basic shape, the basic rough. This is a continuation of. Let me just get it up here. So number 2 here is the continuation of the design, but instead of having a sharp face, we went for a rounder, more pod-like face, with a more of a helicopter feel to it. These rear pods face differently, so as opposed to facing outwards, they're actually all facing forwards.
Yes.
And then they're jettison off as well. And the idea here is that this is like GI Joe's fighting, exploring sub kind of thing, because you wouldn't want GI Joe to just be like making a war machine, I suppose, with the toy.
For sure.
That could be quite fun. And then I got another 2. Just want to just hold that there for a bit.
Ooh, you've
Then
been busy.
and then going for, and then I just thought I'd break it a little bit. So I called this in my mind it's just called the bonefish. So it kind of went from more of a helicopter kind of look, gunship kind of look, but again, cockpit with the 2 drivers on the inside. This will only be a 2-man vehicle, but it is actually a full-on fighting vehicle. And so you got the back here, which is a little bit like the Retaliator, in that, in fact, this middle section and the back section, as a feature, they would move like a fish. So they would like do this kind of fishtail movement.
Okay, so it kind of like oscillates through the water as the
that would be
submarine moves.
Yeah, that would be like the cool toy feature, like the toyetic fun to play with kind of thing for this.
Yeah, you kind of push the thing, and then instead of like rotor blades moving on a helicopter, it's those parts that kind of pulsate.
Yes, yeah. So you've got this whole fish moving kind of vibe to it, and then you still got screws at the back here just to help with that movement. And then somehow I would try to find a way to put in like some kind of torpedo bay or vertical firing torpedo.
Oh, it's firing outwards.
Yeah, and maybe find a way to put something in the chin, underneath the chin here. But anyway, and then we got something that's a little bit far from the concept now. It's not so much a submarine as it is a bit of a upgrade from the shark, I suppose, or just a different perception of the shark. But like as you guys can see, I've made it nice and gray here, so you can see the basic silhouette. But then it's got like attachments that it can connect to at the back, so you could essentially use it to, like, it can carry stuff basically. So it can, we can get it to move things underwater. So
that's
it's not
kind of cool, but it still kind
yeah.
of has still has the very much the silhouette of a squid still. So it's not like super far from the original concept, but it's more of like a unibody as opposed to the early designs, which had the removable subs.
Yeah, and then like and exactly that, and like I said, it's got some kind of a working system. Maybe these little pylons here on the sides, like, they could be like wings. They could kind of do like a weird kind of VTOL kind of movement for the sub to have different.
So it kind of like spreads it outwards more. So it's more like I suppose like a flying fish shape, or I mean, I wouldn't say a manta because the wings aren't kind of like that wide.
No, they're not.
Yeah, kind of like more of like a flying fish design. So it's kind of like the bigger version of a shark. So it can kind of go out the water.
Yeah, but I wouldn't, also trying not to make it a flying thing so much, just very maneuverable underwater to counteract, because Cobra's got some pretty gnarly weapon systems for aquatic weapon systems. I mean, just the hammerhead on its own has so many aggressive sort of options.
Joe
and
needs
the bug as
some
well.
sort of answer, and
Yeah.
I think, it's a good start. Heck
Thanks,
yeah.
man. Yeah, I try to think of something that would be fun to play with as well, and interesting as a toy. So anyway, that's my 2 cents. Hopefully our viewers enjoyed that. I'm sorry for the listeners.
Well, but we did our best to describe it as well as we could. You could even pop that on as the thumbnail for this, which I guess is everywhere, or is that only on YouTube?
I feel like no, it is everywhere. It is on our
there we
Podbean.
go.
But I feel like our top 5 dudes need to be in there in some respect.
I love it. I'm looking forward to seeing what this incredible thumbnail looks like for episode
Thank you, Rob.
419 of GI Joburg.
And is Steve gonna sneakily surprise us with any other GI Joe games?
Oh yes. Any more games, Stephen?
No, I think we've broken enough hearts tonight.
Oh.
What did you guys think
Oh.
of our top 5? Rock Viper, Range Viper, Crimson Guard Immortal, Desert Scorpion, and Snow Serpent version 2.
Hey, maybe
Good
these are
choice.
great characters for you to use in your run through of the GI Joe RPG. For those who are listening, I don't think you have to play GI Joe, even though I think the rulebook is specified for GI Joe. But you can just switch it around. Maybe you can take those 5 troop builders and make a squad out of them.
Go crazy with
Go
it.
crazy
Hey?
with it. But yeah,
If
guys.
you are currently in the throes of a GI Joe RPG campaign, let us know how it's going. Let us know what pitfalls we might encounter just from a gameplay point of view. Let us know your level of enjoyment. Surely it's enough to keep you going. I would like very much to hear from folks who are currently playing it or have played it. How it stacks up. Is it fun? Is it worth revisiting? Yeah. Tell us the things.
Yeah, tell us the things. And and what are your top 5 troop builder cobras?
That
I've lost
Stephen
a
owns
bloody
from the
range viper
90s.
knife, man.
Yeah, put them in the comments for us. And then also, I suppose while we're on the way out the door, guys, I think it's cool for us to kind of put this on the podcast. But farewell, Chuck Norris. Like I know that typically we don't do this kind of thing, but Chuck Norris was like I know who I'm talking to. Everybody knows he's an influential figure. We're not saying anything else, but yeah, he was pretty influential figure and character for us here in South Africa. We knew him quite well here as Walker Texas Ranger. My dad quite enjoyed old Chuck Norris as well. And it's difficult to see Outback as anybody else other than Chuck Norris, because that's kind of always been a lot of the characterization of that Joe. A lot of that has come from Chuck Norris and from enjoying Chuck Norris. But yeah, guys, this is one of those. It's it's a sad one. It's sad to see Chuck Norris go.
All these big heroes are leaving us, I guess.
Like
as time
silver
goes
screen
by.
heroes.
Yeah, it's wild. Yeah, definitely one of my favorites, Chuck Norris.
Oh yeah, and arguably, he really embraced the memes, which was always a respectful thing, and I love that about him, because it without him making it a thing, I think what we learn from that is not to take ourselves too seriously.
Yeah, I think so too. And as I think he often said, I mean, like, martial arts gave him, it's not just kind of like physical, it's a mental and it's an emotional thing too. It built him into the confident, sort of like powerful man that he was, to kind of go out there and just make movies and do what had to be done, to entertain and just to do the best he could.
What did Steve drop? Steve just showed us something now on screen.
My range viper.
The Saw Viper. Range Viper.
But I found it. Hooray.
Yay.
Thank goodness.
So
I
yeah,
do,
thank you.
need to get a new range viper because my childhood one suffered.
Oh my goodness.
Wow,
arm damage.
The actual peg is
snapped arm joint, shoulder joint.
That is wild. I wonder if have I done that?
Small jaw,
I might
and a little bit of rock. You can fix that.
Well,
there you go.
It's
free advice.
It's a break that happens because how often did we sort of move our shoulder joints up? Oftentimes you can achieve all your poses or everything that you need just to sort of along one plane of movement.
Yes.
Because you had swivel arms, so you could bring the arms in, you could bring them out, you could bring them up. But to raise the arms at the shoulders,
hokey pokey.
I mean, a lot of figures are frozen in that particular joint. It's easy to see why. It's sort of a single disc sandwiched between the two halves of the shoulder.
Important life
So-
lesson there. Hey, use it or
It
lose
is.
it.
Yeah,
Dude,
kind
yeah,
of keep
work your
everything
rotator cuff
limber,
muscles,
guys.
boys.
Yeah,
Work,
always.
yeah, rotate your calf muscles, guys.
Cuff, rotator cuff. That
I
one.
don't know what that is.
Okay.
Grouping of muscles around
Oh,
the.
is that what that is? Oh, okay.
the
No, I don't
central-
often have reason to put my hands above my head, so.
Yeah, because a frozen joint there will often have hairline cracks.
Oh gosh, I think I'm
and
developing
if
a
you try to
hairline crack
articulate it
right now.
Oh, right. But anyway, we are out of here. I hope you guys have had some interesting times with us, chewing the
Yeah.
fat about 90s GI Joe Army Builders, Cobra Army Builders,
Cobra
the
specifically.
GI Joe RPG, and submarines. What?
Yeah. How did that
Extra
happen?
grab bag for 419. We thank our
Oh.
patrons. We thank our listeners. We thank our YouTube members. We thank people commenting, people liking, people sharing, people hyping. Hell, everybody listening to this is supporting GI Joburg in ways that we never thought would ever happen.
You can't
Thought,
even
"Three friends talking about
perceive.
GI Joe." Forget that noise. But yes, we appreciate our listenership deeply. Yo, Joe, everybody.
Burr.